Hey, happy Wednesday. Welcome back to Workshop Wednesday presented by Whitetail Smokeless. Check them out at deerdip.com. Today we talking about rod selection. Choosing the perfect rod for the perfect bait in the right situation to put that big fish in the boom. And here we go. First thing I'm gonna do is pick the right bait. Pick your favorite bait. What you think is gonna be best for that situation. Then once you find the perfect bait for that perfect situation, you need to find the right rod. What you wanna do is look on your rod, either right here on the blank or be down here on the butt section, and that's gonna tell you what power the rod is, either from a light to an extra heavy. And here's how you piece it all together, or here's how I piece it all together. I think it's real simple and it works for me. If I'm throwing a moving bait, a fast bait, a crankbait, a spinnerbait, a jerk bait, anything with a lot of hooks on it, something that's moving real fast, I'm gonna want a rod that's really soft. That bait's moving real fast. When that fish hits it, it'll set the hook on itself when it turns away. With a real soft rod, that rod will give and those hooks will get in place and you put the fish in the boat. With a real stiff rod with treble hooks or a fast moving bait, when that fish turns to go, that rod won't give and that bait will come right out of his mouth. So, if I'm using a fast moving bait like a topwater bait or a jerk bait, or crankbait, something with a lot of treble hooks, I want a really soft rod. Something with a lot of tip that will that'll give when that fish bites that bait. We're dealing with treble hooks. It'll probably be on the edge of the mouth. Something that gives and lets you fight the fish and not rip it out. On the other side of the story is if I'm fishing really heavy cover with a really slow moving bait, something like a punching rig or a Texas rig, something where that fish is gonna bite it and I really gotta drive the hook home to get a hook in him and move him out of that cover, put him in the boat. I wanna use a really heavy rod, a mag heavy or an extra heavy rod. That rod is gonna have very little tip. Very little tip. Enough tip just to feel a bite, but a lot of backbone, so when I set the hook, I can move that fish out of that cover, set the hook and drive that hook home in the top of his mouth so he's hooked good so I can get him in the boom. Going down from the really slow baits and heavy cover to your regular flipping stuff, regular flipping laydowns, flipping docks, bridges, that kind of stuff. I'm back down on the power a little bit, and I'll back down from an extra heavy or mag heavy to just a heavy action rod. Something I have a lot of backbone with, but I have some tip. So as the bait speeds up, my action's going down a little bit. When I go to spinner baits, chatter baits, swim jigs, that kind of stuff, I back down on the power a little bit. I want something with a little more tip because that bait's moving a little faster, but I still have some backbone. So I'm going to like a medium heavy. You go something with some tip, something with tip, and something with some backbone. My favorite rod, or one of my favorite rods, my favorite technique, is a frog rod. This is a 7.3 heavy. It's a real versatile rod. It's got a little bit of everything. It's got some tip, it's got some backbone. It's good for frogging, good for spinnerbait, chatterbait and swim jigging in heavy cover. But it's all a big equation that works together. It's a big conversation. You can cut up a million different ways, but that's how I cut it up to keep it real easy. The faster the moving bait, the softer the rod, the slower the moving bait, the heavy action. Check this out, see if it works for you. Hope you catch some more fish and let me know if it works.